Okay, now we're going to talk about grammar. If you go to page 44 of your book, I start by reviewing what we've learned so far about grammar. So we know that talking about sentence, every sentence has a subject and a verb. And many times it has a complement, right? The subject can have several words. There may be a phrase before the subject, and a sentence can have extra information between parentheses and commas. Well, this is something we already practiced. Now, I am going to introduce to you another way of making a sentence more complex, more sophisticated, okay? So, let's take a look at these sentences right here. A sentence can be simple. What is a simple sentence? It's one idea, only one idea. For example, the population is growing rapidly. What is the subject? The population. What is the verb grow or is growing? Because it's conjugated. How? Rapidly. So this is an example of subject-verb complement. Only one complete idea appeared. That's one simple sentence. But a sentence can have two ideas connected with a connector. This is an example. Okay? It's called compound. So you have one idea, we can communicate easily. And we have another idea, we need to buy a smartphone. Then I connect these two with the word but and a comma. Now let's look at my piece of paper. This is my Word document. And I'm going to write here for you a couple of examples. Okay? So, for example, I can say, I love chocolate. Yeah, you know that I love chocolate. I love chocolate. That's a simple sentence. One idea, one complete idea. Then I can say also, I am allergic to chocolate. Right? It's another simple sentence, another idea. I can connect these two with a connector. And I'm using the plus sign to indicate a connector. Then I have to use a comma in here. In English, there are a few connectors that can connect these types of sentences. We call them fan boys. These are the connectors that connect these. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. Those are the connectors that can connect two simple sentences. I eliminate the period in between. I put a connector right here and a comma. So in here, for this lesson, for this chapter, we're going to learn but. But there is another one that is very common. It's and. So I'm going to actually teach you both. I can use but or I can use and. I love chocolate, but I'm allergic to chocolate. Right? I can also use something like this. Let's suppose in the summer, I'm going to Florida, period. See, this is a simple sentence, one complete idea. This is time expression before the subject. Subject is I, and going is my verb, where, to Florida. Then I can say, I am also going to Brazil. This is another idea, complete idea. My subject is I. My verb is going. I'm also going. Where? To Brazil is my complement. Okay. So which word is, I want to connect these two. So I'm going to use a comma. Which word do you think better connects these two sentences? And or but? Well, it's an addition. So I'm going to say and. And I'm also going to Brazil. So, as you can see, we can go from two simple sentences to one compound. So these are called compound sentences. All right? Well, there's another kind of sentence. This one you learned in your homework 1, which is called a complex sentence. Okay? Why is that a complex sentence? Well, let's take a look. So if we look in the book, we're going to see sentences, for example, with when. Let's see. If I have, my first idea is like this. When I go home. Is this a complete idea? No. It's not a complete idea. I need another one to complete this idea. So when I go home, when I got home, I had dinner. Now the idea is complete. Only when I got home was not complete. So let me give you some examples here. So complex sentences, they usually start with words like when or if. These are very common words. So then I have a subject, a verb, and a complement. Then I have a comma, another subject, another verb, another complement. Okay? So, for example, when I saw the movie, is that complete? Is that a complete idea? No. If I only have this is a fragment. So I need another idea, another subject, another verb, and possibly another complement. I cried. In this case, I don't need a complement, right? So I have I, subject, saw, verb, the movie, complement. Then I have I, a subject, cried, and I have a comma in between. This is called a complex sentence, meaning the first part of the sentence alone cannot stand alone. I cannot put a period right here. It would be a fragment. If you look at a compound sentence, I can put a period right here, and I can eliminate but. I have two simple sentences, two independent, complete ideas. I love chocolate. I'm allergic to chocolate. In here, I cannot do that. If I were to put a period over here, this would be a fragment. When I saw the movie. When I saw the movie, what? So I have to use a comma, and then I say, I cried. So this is a compound sentence. This is a complex sentence. Okay? All right, so let's go back to the book. Now let's take a look at an example with if. If the population continues to grow, we will have 9 billion people by 2045. This is an example of a complex sentence. If I put if at the beginning of a sentence, I have to have a comma, another subject, another verb, another complement. Otherwise, it's a fragment. Another example is the word because. So, because medicine is more advanced, the population is growing rapidly. Isn't that cool? So, the word because also initiates a complex sentence. So, because, subject, verb, complement, then I need a comma, another subject, another verb, and another complement. So, you have learned 3 kinds of sentences. You have learned simple sentences. A simple sentence is only one complete idea. So I'm going to say here, one complete idea. Then you also learned compound sentences. It's 2 complete ideas. Then we have learned complex sentences, and we talked about when, if, and because. Okay? And they all do the same thing. They all use the same structure. Okay? And this is an example. A complex sentence also has 2 ideas, but one is not complete. That's the difference. So it has 2 ideas, but one idea depends on the other idea, okay? So I'm going to say here, It has two ideas, but one is not complete. So 3 kinds of sentences: simple, compound, complex. All right.